Crystal Blue Persuasion, Tommy James. Without the Shondells, it's a couple of minutes before news, and Barry Gordon's in the studio this morning, as always. Good morning, Barry.
Morning, Jack.
It just seems like yesterday that we were speaking.
Well, it seems like every day, but that's good. I mean, I like it. I could do it every day if you wanted.
Barry Gordon, of course, from Gordon's Estate Services, and we've been hearing a lot about executors and some of the complications behind that. Should you have a professional, or should someone in the family be the executor? Yeah, and there are a whole lot of reasons and a whole lot of things to discuss inside of that. But one of the distinctions I just wanted to make this morning was estate trustees and their role with regard to what it is that they need to do. And in simple form, it's a fairly complex subject, but generally speaking, an estate trustee will look to the lawyer to get some legal advice and to make sure that they do the things that they need to do legally, and that's an important step. But the other thing we find is that estate trustees often, first of all, don't realize many times that they're entitled to a fee to be the estate trustee, which is fine. They should recognize that. And then secondly, they should recognize that because they have a responsibility for oversight and a responsibility to do important things in the administration of that estate, it doesn't mean that their parent or their uncle or their trusted person who left them as the estate trustee wanted them to do a whole lot of heavy lifting and hurt their back. So what we try to get the message out for estate trustees is just like you would sit down with the estate lawyer and get some legal advice before you get too involved in what you have to do, you get some professional hands-on advice as well, so you know actually looking at the things that you need to look at. You're looking at that property, you're looking at those personal things, you're looking at the financial records, etc., and you're in a house and you're really looking at everything the way it sits and trying to decide, what should I do first and how should I go about it, because they're not going to get that kind of hands-on practical advice at the law office. Law office is going to keep them out of trouble with regard to filings and things like that. But we've seen so many estate trustees that get into the role and then really compromise their own health, physical health, sometimes, stress as well, because they're doing things that weren't really intended for them. They're doing stuff that's too much heavy lifting, too much time off work, too much time away from their regular responsibilities. It can kind of be all-consuming. So, our 2 cents is, get some advice, get some help with that aspect too. It's a big job, and you're going to want to do a really good job at it for you, for the family, for the person who's left you in charge. And of course, the individual has to pick someone that they feel would be a good representative in the family. Maybe. Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, it is getting a little bit more complex these days for some folks because many folks don't have a close relative around that they want to leave it to, and sometimes the relative isn't exactly the right choice, so they may want to look to their accountant or financial planner or someone that can help them do that role. Good advice. Thank you, Barry Gordon. Gordon's Estate Services. Thanks for coming in this morning. Thanks, Jack.